All right, guys. Well, welcome back to the next modular. I'm really excited. This is, I say this towards the end of this section of finding deals. This is absolutely my favorite way of finding deals. I probably find about 30% of my deals through this method. So this is a really great way to find deals. And we're going to talk about there's me, Mitch Maley, and let me show you guys. This is pretty exciting. So what we're going to talk about is driving for dollars. What that is, there's lots of different names. You may have heard about it before. Driving for dollars, also known as prospecting, also known as bird dogging, also known as prospecting, bird dogging, driving for dollars, all the same things, just different names. Basically, in a nutshell, driving for dollars is a term used by real estate investors to describe the act of walking or driving in a specific geographical area, like neighborhoods, searching for likely leads to market to. So what are we looking for? Driving for dollars is literally you drive around the certain areas and you're looking for distressed properties. As you see in this picture, what do you notice about this picture? The windows all boarded up. There's graffiti on the house. No one lives there. The house is distressed, right? And I always, and let me give you guys a little trick. You never put yourself in danger, and so I say this as a joke. But when you're driving for dollars, if you don't feel like you're about to be robbed, you're doing it wrong. So what I mean by that is that when you're driving, you're looking for distressed properties, right? You're looking for houses that are empty, that are run down, bad roofs. If I go into the places where mansions are located, really nice top of the line areas, $600,000 to $1 million homes, I can drive around there all day, every day, and I'm not going to find anything. But I go into area where it's a little rough around the edges. Maybe it's a starter home area, right? So you're looking at smaller houses, 13,000 square feet to 2,000 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, bath, or 3B, 2B, something along those lines. Like the starter home areas, those are rough around the edges, and you can drive an hour and find 10 properties easily if you're going those type of areas. So where are you driving for dollars, where you're doing this activity, and we'll go into more details here in a second as far as what you need to look for, but where you are doing this activity is very important and very key to actually be successful. If you do it in a rich area, you're not going to do it. That's why I say if you don't feel like you're about to be robbed, you're doing it wrong. But of course, don't put yourself in any danger. So how and why does driving for dollars and farming, that's the other strays, how does it work, right? You're going to be driving around. You don't want to be like these guys. You want to make sure you're safe and you want to be able to pay attention to what you're doing. But we want to find motivated sellers. That's basically about it. So if someone has a vacant property that they own, what are they doing? They're paying property taxes. They're probably paying a mortgage, or maybe they're not paying a mortgage, but it's about to go through foreclosure. Maybe they moved out of the property, they couldn't sell it because it used to be a rental, and now it's vacant. So it's a big problem. And also driving for dollars has been tried and tested by thousands of investors and agents. It is all of these methods I'm telling you guys. This isn't just stuff that I just made up on my own. Now, I've obviously put my own tweaks and my own personal strategies on each and every one of these. However, all these strategies are not, it's not like Jared only. These are strategies that are tried and tested and true. And same with driving for dollars. It's a huge market, especially for wholesalers as well. And you don't have to do it yourself. Have someone else do it for you. So we're going to go in a little more detail as far as that's concerned. But if you can have someone driving for dollars for you, like you give them the same offer we were talking about earlier before. If you have someone that's looking for extra money, you can have them drive the dollars for you, and if you close on a deal, you pay them $2,000. They drive around, find you a couple hundred houses. You close on 2 of them, they get paid $4,000 that month. I mean, that's pretty impressive. That's like and there's no risk to you. So if they drive around and they don't find anything, you don't pay them anything. There's no risk to you if you do that way. So paying people by a commission, and it's not even them you as a job, because you're entering as partnerships. Even you real estate agents can still do this, Because if you do sign a joint venture on the deal, because as agent, obviously you want to check with your local professionals, of course. But as an agent, you can partner and you can purchase your own properties without any problems. That's not a thing, or that's totally fine. Now we can't pay people for leads. That's unsolicited leads. We can't pay people for that unless we start employing them. But I can partner with anybody I want to partner with on a deal. So now that person that found the deal, I draw up a joint venture agreement. We sign the agreement, both of us, and I pay them their share, which is indicated in the joint venture. They did their part. I did my part. It is a legal and totally good agreement, and we're good to go. Okay, so now we're going to go back a few steps, and these are some things you want to look for as you're driving for dollars. So you're looking at this picture right here. There's a lot of different properties like this. So we have boarded up houses, boarded up or broken windows. That or should be over there. Distressed, right? Long grass. So no one's cut the grass in a couple of months. You know the look, right? Missing shingles. You see right here, they got this guy missing shingles over here. Snow on the driveway days after snowfall. So if you are in an area where it does snow, like here in Utah, after it snows and you don't see anyone there's no footprints in the snow, there's no one to shovel the walk, it's probably been empty for quite some time. So those are all indicators. Same with the tall grass. So if you're in a nicer area or different type of the seasons, or all the leaves are everywhere, those are all signs. Now these are all signs. It's nicer to have multiples. So if I have long grass and the shingles are missing, there's a broken window, that really indicates there might be a vacant property. I like to drive for dollars on trash day, on garbage days. Why would I want to do that? Because if it's trash day, everyone that's at a property, they'll put the trash on the front lawn, right, or outside wherever it's supposed to be in your local town. But if someone's not living there, where's the trash can? It's not up front. So on trash days, I like to go in the morning and I'll drive and I'll look for houses that don't have the trash out. That'll indicate. Sometimes people just forget, it just happens. But then that usually those houses without a trash will usually have long grass. They'll have a broken window here or there, bad siding, bad roof. Those, it's just a big indicator as far as potential distressed property. Missing siding, we were talking about that. Missing shingles on the roof. And notes for cities of violations on their doors. So a lot of times they'll have, like you see these pictures right here, there's little notes on those doors. So sometimes, these are boarded up, so there may not be violations. But a lot of times they'll have violations on the door because of the long grass, because of X, Y, and Z, whatever the city ordinance may have, or even it's condemned by meth. I've actually found a couple of leads that way where I saw the house looked fine, but there was like a big note on the front door, and I stopped, pulled over, and I reached out to him because it was condemned by meth. So someone did a test and it showed a positive for meth, and so people had to move out. And now this person has to come up with $10,000 to fix the property, get it remediated, and they didn't have that. So I was able to make them an offer and try to buy the property. So that's a great way to find a deal as well. Honestly, driving for dollars, even though it sounds like time intensive, because we're talking, it's a 1 or a 2 on our money time scale. Because it doesn't cost you any money, but other than gas, right? That's why it kind of borders on 2. It's probably 1.5, right? But gas is not too expensive, especially right now. But that's not going to cost you. It's going to cost you more time than anything. But even if you don't have a ton of time, this is a great activity if you are on the money times where you don't have a lot of money, you don't have a lot of time. That's kind of that's a tough situation to be in, right? But this is a great opportunity for someone that's in that exact situation. You're probably asking yourself, well, Jared, how's it even possible? Well, this is how you do it. Let's just say you're going to work. You leave early that day. You leave 15 minutes early, and you just drive a different route. Instead of going down the main road, you're going to go on the side roads. And as you're driving, you're going to be looking right and left, looking for those vacant properties, looking for those distressed properties. That's how you do it. You're going to the store. All right, I'm going to plan an extra 20 minutes on my drive. And I'm going to go this way, that way, and start driving around. You can find 10 extra minutes, 10, 20 minutes in your day. Believe me, I promise you. And so you can be driving for dollars if you don't have any time. There's no excuses for you not to do it. So those of you that are that are kind of watching all my modulars are like, man, this is gonna take too much time. I'm not gonna be able to do all. I don't have the money to put in the resources for those five activities. I can only do the one on the one scale. Well, guess what? You can do driving for dollars for basically if you don't have any time or don't have any money. 15 minutes a day. That's nothing. You know, you watch YouTube more than 15 minutes a day or Xbox 15 minutes a day. Or you can make this time. You make this work, right? So there's really no excuses, and you can do it. Set a specific time each time. So if you do have some extra time in the day, what the people that I've seen that have been most successful at this is when they specifically set time of the day where they're gonna be driving for dollars. So for example, let's say you work in the 9-to-5 job right now. Here's my recommendation. If you're off at 5, I would tell the wife, tell the husband, tell the kids, grandma, mom, hey, I know I normally get home at 5:30, but from now on, I'm not getting home till 7:30. And make it like it's a religious thing that, like, don't expect me home. I'm going to be doing this. I'm doing my money making activity. And here's the thing: if you do decide to do that, even if it's not 2 hours, but even an hour a day, so even 30 minutes a day, something. Choose some time frame and stick to it, and let your family members know what you're doing, so then they don't like, oh hey, can you? They'll make it sacred, so they're not like asking to do something else during that time frame. If you allow them to interrupt you, then that'll be the rule. If you don't allow them to interrupt you, that's the rule. It's whatever you get, whatever you expect, whatever you demand. So I highly recommend, if you do work a 9-to-5 job, is to do it either before you go to work or after you go to work, because the second you get home, what's going to happen? You're going to walk in the door, and guess what? You're going to go back in your same habits, your same routines as you always do. Even though you may walk in the door with tension, I'm just going to get something to eat, I'm going to change the clothes, shower, and I'm going to be out the door, I'm going to do all this stuff. And guess what's going to happen? You sit down and eat, and all the blood goes to your stomach, and energy goes down. Like, oh, well, I'm going to watch this show that I always watch every day. I like this show. I'm going to watch it. Then I'm going to go. Oh, you watch this show. Like, oh, wait, all the kids. I can help the kids, get them do their homework. Okay. So you help the kids with the homework. And then next thing you know, it's like 9 o'clock. It's too late. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. If you don't put yourself in that situation, don't do it. It's not fair. Not fair to you, not fair to your family. So don't put yourself in that situation where you have to, where you're put yourself in the same situations, the same habits. Set yourself a specific time, set new habits, new goals, and you'll nail it, guys. Tell your family, tell your friends, family, this is what you're going to be doing every day. Get tools to make it easier. There are plenty of apps in the world where you can actually mark where you're going. In fact, I created an app where you can actually see where you're going. You can mark, and we'll go into that in a little more detail later on. But even if you don't use my app, there's other apps out there where you can actually pull up people's data, all that stuff for relatively cheap. So if you can, get the tools that make your life easier. If not, a pen and paper works just fine. And also, so I joke when I say this, but get your minions to do your bidding. So obviously that's a little bit, this is kind of what I was talking about before. You want to find the win-win. So if you find someone that needs an extra $2,000 a month, $5,000 a month, offer them this deal. Like, hey, go drive for dollars for me. You're going to drive around, and you're going to find this property, and then when I actually close on it, I'll pay you $2,000. Right? You can find people that are just, even if they're not looking to get into real estate, they just need an extra $2,000. I pay my sister the same amount. I'm like, hey sis, if you make phone calls for me and we land a deal, I'm going to pay you $2,000 to close it. Right? You can totally do that. 100%. Find people that are already out and about, that are already in the streets driving, that can recognize those vacant properties. For example, mailmen. You talk to a mailman, they already know. You just talk and have a conversation with them. They can already give you 5 addresses right off the bat, because those are the addresses that they never mail in. They always have return letters from them. They drive the same route every single day, and you can have a conversation with them. Hey man, I'm a real estate investor. I buy vacant properties. If you give me an address of any of the vacant properties you come across, and I close on it, I'll pay you $2,000. I'll pay you $5,000. How many mailmen are going to tell you no? Guess what? None of them told me no, and they give me a bunch of addresses. None of them told me no. A lot of times they'll tell me, like I said, right at the bat, they'll start giving me some addresses because they know the route. And now that they're looking for them, they're going to see even more. Like, oh yeah, I can give that to Jared. I'll get text messages with these guys. Uber drivers. What's an Uber driver do all day long, every day? They drive for dollars. That's basically what they're doing. So how like, hey, so if you see a property that's vacant, just snap a picture or get an app, push, label that house, and then that's awesome. Then we can close the deal, get an extra $2,000. Uber Eats, same thing. Any Uber, right? Any type of delivery system, any place that they deliver stuff. These are the people you want to target. You want to offer them. You want to offer them the value. Like, hey, if we close the deal, I'm going to pay $2,000. Your risk is 0, 100% 0, and you're able to get these deals. Networking, talking to people is the key to success. I tell you what right now. And I tell you guys, I'm an introvert myself. I was just having a conversation with Mitch about this too. I'm an introvert myself. And guess what? You can train yourself to be an extrovert. It just takes more mental energy. That's all it is. So if you're nervous about talking to people, and guess what? You're going to sound silly at first. And that's okay. Just get used to it. And eventually you'll get good. Eventually you'll sound smooth. I'm still not smooth. I still can't say words. It doesn't matter. Just keep going. Just don't stop. You only lose if you stop. I mentioned this before. I put in Facebook post. Anyone looking for extra money? I be a little cryptic in my post. Like, if you're looking for extra money, I'm looking for help in my business. And then once they reach out to me, then I'll go into more details. Offer this on social media. Be cryptic, just like I said. You're looking for extra money? Hit me up. I'm more than happy. I want to get you. I'm looking more help for my business. It's really simple. So that's it for finding deals. So we're kind of over to that chapter. Now, the next module we're talking about like how to actually contact the people that we've. How do we contact the sellers, which is really nice. So stay tuned, guys.